Kia ora team, I'm Benny. Welcome to my garden, welcome to winter, and welcome to another episode of Grow with Bennies. Now in this episode we're talking about the importance and the benefit of buying and eating fresh, local, seasonal produce. And there are many benefits. Today I'm going to give you 5 in a new segment that I'm calling Give Me 5. I'll take you for a bit of a tour around my garden and I'll show you some of the successes and failures that I've had with my winter crops. Now usually following Grow with Bennies we'd bring you Regrowth with Adam Mensch. But as you all know, in the last episode, Adam Mensch turned into Santa and moved to the North Pole. So needless to say, we're looking for a new host. But don't fret, because in the coming days, we're going to be bringing you a brand new show here on GNN, the Gardening News Network, and it's called Gardening News. It's hosted by my good friend, Reginald McGundry. But in the meantime, I couldn't be happier to be back with you because I'm Benny Ward. Subscribe if you're on board. Now let's hit the intro, get after it, and talk about fresh, local, seasonal produce on this episode of Grow with Bennies.
Save your pennies, grow with Bennies.
So let's break it down. Fresh. You want your food to be as fresh as possible. Or put another way, you want the smallest amount of time to pass between when it's picked or harvested and when it makes it to your plate and into your tum-tum. Local. Obviously you want it to be grown as close to you as you can so that it doesn't have to be transported. You want the least amount of distance between where it's harvested or picked and where it makes it to your plate and into your tum-tum. Now the seasonality part of it is a little bit more tricky. Obviously you've got the obvious ones. Your winter veg, your summer fruit. But it can be a little bit more complicated. Let's take a trip down to the garden and I'll show you what I mean. Now I'm here by what was earmarked as my winter veg plot. At the moment I'm doing a cover crop of blue lupins, mustard and some self-seeded nasturtiums. Now this is all about preparing the soil for my heavy nitrogen feeding winter veg crops. Brassicas, your cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli. The blue lupin is fixing nitrogen into the soil, the mustard is interacting with the mycorrhizal fungi, and the nasturtiums are just there because they self-seeded. Now what I'll do is I'll dig this in as a form of a green manure. At the moment it's protecting the soil from the harsh winter elements. But I'll dig it in as a way of adding some more organic matter into the soil. That'll improve the soil structure, the soil's moisture retention, and ultimately provide extra nutrition for my winter veg, which are not currently ready to be planted because they were sitting in my front room and a very adventurous and very inquisitory hedgehog made its way in and ran amok, so they're delayed. Now, this is an example of something that can happen. A general rule with buying something in season, or knowing if it's in season, is to look at the price. Another good way is to know if it would grow outside in your garden at the moment. Recently in Australia, they had extensive flooding, and a lot of the iceberg lettuce was wiped out. So there was a shortage. I'm hearing things like $10 a head of iceberg lettuce. And this had a flow-on effect for KFC because they couldn't put lettuce in their burgers because it cost too much. They started putting cabbage instead. Now, I can't imagine anything more horrific than KFC to start with, but if I was forced to eat it, I would. But not if there was cabbage in the burger. The price of cabbage goes up because all of a sudden there's more demand for cabbage. So the price is not always a great indicator. One great way to find out what's in season is to shop at your local farmer's market. Anyway, this is just one example of something that can go wrong to affect the price and the availability going forward. I have, however, had some success. I'm here under my grapefruit tree. Grapefruit is something that I'm now allowed to eat again. It's laden, and I'm going to enjoy grapefruit all the way through winter. This is my mandarin tree, which is almost ready. Another success. Now another big success this winter has been my next door neighbour's persimmon tree. And while I prepare to tuck in, it gives me an opportunity to talk about this week's Gimme 5. 5 benefits of buying and eating fresh, local, seasonal produce. Number 1, it saves you money. With the price of fuel being what it is, why should you pay to have your food shipped around the country and around the world? It's only going to make the price go up. So buying fresh, local, seasonal is going to save you money. It's better for the planet. Number 2, without using that fuel, without putting that fossil fuel, those carbon emissions into the air, it's got to be better for the planet. It's better for you. Number 3. Now we know that all fruit and vegetables lose their nutritional value at a fairly slow rate, but at a regular rate, about 50% every 24 hours after it's picked or harvested. So the faster you can eat it, the fresher you can buy it, the better it is for you. Number 4, it supports your local growers. Now, I would much rather give my hard-earned dollar to farmer John Brown out at Spring Creek than to old mate Rick McCarr in Brisbane. Mate, support your local growers by buying from them. And the 5th reason to buy and eat fresh, local, seasonal produce, it gives you more appreciation. We get persimmon once a year from our next door neighbour's tree, and we love it. If we had it all year round, we wouldn't appreciate it as much as we do. And boy, do we appreciate it. Well, there you have it, folks. 5 reasons to buy and eat fresh, local, seasonal produce. It saves you money, it's better for the planet, it's better for you, supports local growers, and it makes you appreciate it more. That's all the time we have for this week. Now, if you like this video, why not like this video? The best way to continue to grow is to leave a like and a comment down below. Until next time, I'm Benny Ward. Thanks for joining us on Grow with Bennies.